Hey guys, today I'm showing how to program a glider on a 14Sg. This is an Orion glider, and this plane has a motor, but I'm gonna set it up as a sailplane. So first double click on link just to make sure you have the right model type, and I have two ailerons, two flaps. My tail is also normal and a type as a glider. I'm gonna power up the plane. Alright. So you can see everything, all surfaces are wrong and nothing is working. Link, go to function, and here you could select each channel to what it is. So the first one is aileron, and that's working for me. Channel 2 here is showing as a flap. See, my flap is moving. So I'm gonna rename this to flap. Channel 3, I have plugged in my second aileron, so I'm gonna put second aileron here. Channel 2 is flap, so I'm gonna put it control as J3 because I want my flaps to deploy with the throttle. So I'm gonna put the control of the flap on J3. And you can see once I put J3, I could move one of the flaps on J3. Now I need to find the second flap and put it on J3 as well. And try, I think it's on channel 5 then. So flap 2. Okay. You can see now both flaps are changing with J3 in the correct direction. So my motor is E4, my motor. So I'm gonna put motor here. Then I'm gonna make my motor run on switch SF here. So full throttle on switch. So I'm gonna set it up the rotor select on SF. And then I'm gonna test my motor now by plugging in a battery. So just be careful here. Before you plug in the motor, if you program motor, it's better to remove the prop so you don't hurt yourself. Once I move SF, my motor runs and off this way, so it's correct. Now my ailerons are working like they're supposed to be. My flaps are working like they're supposed to be. And my elevator. My elevator needs to be reversed. So I'm going to reverse that. And my motor is good. It's correct. So now that this is all reversed, now I'm going to go to subtrim and level up all the surfaces. So okay, next thing here, I'm gonna do aileron differential. So for Orion, you're supposed to have 18 up and 9 down. So I'm gonna go to model and aileron differentials here, and then I already have my meter over there, the throw check. So for flaps, as you can see, I have too much, way too much, over like 90 degrees. So to protect the servos, I'm gonna do an end point. I'm gonna make it stop at certain point. So I'm gonna go end point flaps. I don't know if you can see it, but it's so it's really good now. Okay. Alright. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to and set up my conditions, flight conditions. Let's call it cruise. How about that? Basically, this will have half my camber down, so I find thermals. And then my next one I'm gonna call it thermal. I have two conditions. I'm gonna set up just two conditions. I'm gonna put it on a switch SG. Is here. So this is normal, this is cruise, and this is thermal. Okay, so I set up my flight conditions, the three of them, and you can see normal, cruise, and thermal. And now I need to set up my trims to work independently, so they are different between flight conditions. That is, if I go here, if I compensate my elevator to 11 and I change my flight condition, I want the trim to go back to 0, so each trim will be different from each flight mode. I'm gonna go back to link, and then T1, T4 set, and then here for T1 I'm gonna make it separate, for T2 separate, for T3 separate, T4 separate. And now what this does is, if I'm on my normal flight condition, my trims can be different, say -9 here, and when I change to a different flight condition, see my trimming is different. So each flight condition has its own trimming. Now my flight setting, my flight conditions are on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the aileron differential for each flight condition differently. So you can see my Right, so next thing I want to do is I want to set up my throws for each flight condition. So what do you want to do? Well, I'm in normal. I'm gonna go to model, double click model, and go to trim mix. Now I'm in normal. I want my, so what I did, I just double click model, then go to trim mix, and then make sure you activate it. So once it's activated, I could change my ailerons. What I'm gonna do, normal is gonna get all trims gonna be the same. What I want to do in cruise, I'm gonna drop my ailerons and flaps 3 millimeters down. Okay, so this is my thermal condition. I'm gonna drop the ailerons and flaps by 6 millimeters down. Okay, so what I just did trim mix for each flight condition. So for each flight condition, I'm gonna have a different setting for my aileron and flaps. So when I'm in normal mode, my ailerons trims are 0s. When I go cruise, my ailerons are down 11, flaps are down to match, and elevator is also compensated, and my cruise mode is much more extreme. So on the plane, that's how it looks like. This is normal, this is cruise, and this is thermal. Last setting for today is the flaps for landing. So basically when I want to move my stick, I want my elevator to go down with it. So I'm gonna go to model, I'm gonna do program mix, then I'm gonna activate that. The flaps. So the end result is when I move my flaps, my elevator goes down with it.